All right, this is choosing between company drivers or owner operators if I were to own a trucking company. So what I want to do is I kind of made a list of sort of pros and cons, key advantages for each side. And I want to start off by saying that I would be choosing company drivers, but I will continue just to explain what I found based on what my research says. So, with company drivers, some key advantages would be that company drivers are directly managed by, me and whoever else is running the trucking company, which allows for better control over scheduling, standards, customer service, whatever, brand representation. So, company drivers would be in branded vehicles, your vehicles, that it's just huge for brand representation, offers a consistent public image. All right, so then predictable costs. Costs are more manageable just because, salaries and benefits, you already have everything laid out without fluctuation based on, load or distance as compared to owner operators. So some considerations with company drivers would be high overheads. So we would be fully responsible for things like maintenance or insurance, employee benefits, a lot of expensive things that you would have to take on or that I would have to take on by myself. And then obviously more management, just because you do have employees that are going to need, HR, managing, recruiting, scheduling, all that good stuff. So a lot of administrative costs would also occur, but I will talk a little bit more about that later. With owner operators, it would be lower fixed costs because the owner operators, cover their expenses of their trucks. So that is a big, price reduction. So that would be that. But the reason that you might think, okay, you don't have to pay anything for the trucks for the owner operators, but they would have to make a lot more money. They take more, about like 75% of the total earnings, as opposed to company drivers who take home like 25%. So that is where that money comes back. Okay, but with more key advantages for owner operators, scalability. It's easier to adjust fleet size based on demand, which can help the business scale quickly without fixed investments. And then again, motivation, just because they are making that extra 75%. And I put entrepreneurial motivation, which is just because since they are owner operators, they are going to be way more highly motivated since they see that direct benefit from their work, from working harder. So there's definitely much more of a motivation there as to where company drivers might not be as motivated because they might not see that they're making that much, they're not owning their own vehicle, all that. So those are the key advantages. Let's move to considerations for owner operators. Less control. Since they're independent, it's definitely a lot harder to make sure that they are doing the right things, consistent quality route schedules, customer service, all that. It's not as easy to trust them because they don't work for you. They're independent. So, and then variable cost payment is usually high revenue sharing based. So, costs would fluctuate between each load, which makes budgeting a lot less predictable. So, that is what I have. From what I put down, it feels like I would be leaning more towards owner operators, but I definitely would rather have company drivers only because I would like to be able to be in control. I wouldn't want something, terrible to happen, and I have an independent driver who's representing my company who isn't actually employed for me. But they're driving for me. So I would rather be able to be in control, and if I were to make a loss, then it would be on me. And I would like to be able to, manage what I have and have more control over the situation. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of people use hybrid models, so they would use both. I think that would work perfectly fine too, which, if that was an option, that's probably what I would pick. But company drivers is the overall option for me.